energy efficient Stevens County overall. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Certs, give you some background about energy efficiency as a whole, and this whole thing called behavior change science. How do we move people to action? And then give you some ideas about actions governments, businesses, farms, and even yourselves can take tonight, even if you wanted to, if you went home. A couple of them. So a little bit about Certs. We have a mission to connect individuals like yourselves and your communities like Stevens County to the resources you need to complete energy efficiency or renewable energy projects. We love to help local governments like cities, counties, schools, tribal governments, small businesses, utilities, agriculture, and low-income communities as well, and consumers like yourself. And we do this across 3 platforms. We try to help people learn about clean energy, connect on clean energy, and act on clean energy. So by learning, we have this great blog that features about 5 to 7 stories of things happening in Minnesota around clean energy twice a month. And then connecting, we have events. So 2 to 3 times a year, we meet up in the West Central region. So we'd welcome you to come. It'd be probably within an hour's drive at the most. And then ACT. We have seed grant funding, so we fund community-based clean energy projects and deliver these action campaigns. I'll get to share with you one of them tonight. So I actually sit in St. Paul working for University of Minnesota Extension, but we have 3 other partners that make up our organization as well. We work across the whole state in 7 regions. We have 7 regional coordinators that sit in our regions, and then we have our regional teams. And honestly, any one of you could be part of the regional team. It's anybody who just comes to our events, joins our email list, and stays connected. That's what makes up our regional teams. So we really welcome you to be a part of it. For energy efficiency, so along with being a top turkey producer in Minnesota and pulling off a really awesome Super Bowl, we can also take pride in being really great at energy efficiency in the country as well. So we may not be number 1, but we are number 9 in the country on energy efficiency programming. This is an annual scorecard done every year. This is last year's results, and we fell at number 9. We're constantly, not constantly, but very, very often in the top 10 in the nation. And we take a lot of pride in that. Part of what makes us great is this thing called our Conservation Improvement Program. All natural gas and electric utilities in the state are required to save 1.5% energy savings every year, year after year. And that may not sound like very much, 1.5%, but when you take up, our entire state's energy use, that's the same amount of energy it might take to power 60,000 homes electricity for an entire year, or heat 2.6 million Minnesota homes for an entire year. So it really adds up. Another great thing about energy efficiency is it's cheap. The cost to actually implement these programs and offer the incentives for us to take action on energy efficiency is quite cheap. This is a national average chart, and Minnesota's cost for energy efficiency is about 1.5 cents per kilowatt hour, so per unit of electricity. This green bar on the left is what's showing the national averages between 2 and 5 cents kilowatt hour, and Minnesota's like the cheap, falls as the cheapest in the nation. And this is relative to other costs of generating power. So wind is second in line, 5 to 9 cents a kilowatt hour, on down with natural gas and coal and even solar PV over on the right there. So energy efficiency can be a major energy resource for us. What we are able to achieve through energy efficiency, because of the programs we have, provides about 14% of what we need in a year. So that's really great. And so instead of trying to buy more energy on those gray bars at the more expensive price, we're covering and making our system more efficient and more economically sound by being energy efficient and spending money on that far left for only 1.5 cents a kilowatt hour. Provides a lot of jobs. About 10,000 Minnesotans are employed in over 445 businesses related to energy efficiency. It's everything from doing home energy audits, installation, installing heating and cooling equipment, all sorts of wonderful jobs in the field. And then through our efforts with energy efficiency, we cut our carbon emissions annually by about 100 million tons. And that's a weird number. I don't really know how much that really is. So I gave you all these equivalencies. But that's about the same as taking about 20 million passenger cars off the road for a year, or installing 3 billion LED light bulbs in place of incandescent light bulbs. So we're talking big numbers here just from saving energy, just from turning off the light switch and doing other much bigger projects. So we get a lot of bang for our buck in Minnesota. Just in 2016, a study was completed, and it showed that for every dollar we invest in energy efficiency, we get $4 in benefits. So when we devote time and attention towards energy efficiency, we're getting new technologies, we're saving money in homes and businesses. That money can churn back into our state's economy and offer a lot of other benefits. Okay, question time. For you, what do you guys think is the biggest energy efficiency myth?
It costs a lot of money.
Okay, that's a good one. Costs a lot of money. One that I know of is that just knowing information about energy efficiency doesn't necessarily lead us to action. We get utility bill inserts. Some of us might even sign up to get emails from our utilities, or I don't know, maybe there's a few in here that follow the social media pages of our utilities and we know about the energy efficiency opportunities, but we're just not taking them. And that is where this field of behavior change science is useful. It's all this information from the social sciences, psychology fields that help us understand why we do or don't take action. So it really digs into what motivates us to actually hit those light switches on the way out of rooms, what's standing in the way from turning off the hot water while brushing your teeth. I've pulled from a lot of different research on this, and I've boiled it down to these 3 steps. So if you're interested in thinking about how to spur more energy efficient behaviors in Stevens County, you can follow these 3 steps. I even have a fun worksheet and a reference of the strategies and the definitions of them if you want to take this further. I'm not going to get to go into a lot more detail about it than that. But basically in step 1, you're really understanding your audience and the specific behavior or technology you're looking for them to adopt. And then in step 2, you're looking closely at the barriers and benefits for that audience to engage in that behavior. And the best way to do that is to talk to your audience. Ask them questions, host focus groups, or do surveys, and really get to the root of why they can't seem to do it or what they really love about it. And then in step 3, you're applying strategies that help them take the action, either lower the barriers or increase the benefits they feel from taking that action. So speaking of actions, some actions for Stevens County's governments, farms, or businesses. The first one I want to share with you about is Green Step Cities. So a lot of you might already know about this program. It's a voluntary challenge and recognition program for cities to achieve their own sustainability goals using about 29 best practice areas. Topics, and across Minnesota we have about more than 110 cities doing this, and in Stevens County we have 1, which is awesome, and that's Morris, but we have 4 other cities in Stevens County that could do this. And so this is just a sampling of some of the topics around energy that the framework offers guidance and experts to help you on. So I'm creating with each one of these actions a little behavior change challenge for Stevens County, and I would like to challenge you all to think about making the 4 other cities in Stevens County Green Step cities by 2020. Small cities are a part of the network already. There's Hoffman and Hewitt nearby, and they're only 200 and 600 people each. So the small cities are definitely welcome in the program as long as they're willing to take action and do the work. Next up is a campaign by my organization, Certs, Saving Watts and Drops. It's where we're helping cities and other community-level organizations implement these really small, easy devices in the community. So we help you think about what to distribute, where to get the items, how to get them out in the community. We coach you the whole way along, and we'll even provide content for press releases, newsletters, social media posts, So we look for a little bit of budget in the community's accounts, and then buy an amount in bulk, and that's how we get them for nice and cheap, and then get them out into everybody's homes or businesses. So my behavior change challenge for you tonight is maybe one community in Stevens County could do this in 2018, and you can track me down or visit savingwattsdrops.org/bulk buys to get on board with this action item. The next one is PACE, Property Assessed Clean Energy. This one is really cool because you can fund energy efficiency and renewable energy projects with no upfront cost. This is for businesses, farms, and how that works is they roll in the cost of the project to the property assessment. So once a year, you're paying on the project over maybe a 15-year term, but your energy bills are lower every month, and the whole deal comes out cash flow positive. That's the whole idea behind Property Assessed Clean Energy. So it's wonderful. All the green counties in the state have this financing available, and you can see Stevens County has it, and all the yellow dots are projects. And you can see Stevens County doesn't have any projects yet. That's where your challenge comes in. I would love for maybe 3 businesses to do PACE this year in Stevens County. I think it's totally achievable, and it's a really great program to leverage. So what can you as individuals do? I really wanted to focus on home heating here. You might already be aware, but heating our homes is the biggest piece of our energy equation at home. It's more than half of the energy for our entire home's use to heat and cool our homes. And so on the right side, you can see in Stevens County, we heat our homes in a lot of different ways, actually. Only about half are heating with natural gas, I think through just Centerpoint in Hancock and here in Morris. And then some are getting, about a quarter are getting delivered fuels, propane, and 20% are heating the home with electricity. So in this department, you would look to your utilities. So on the gas side, there are great rebates available, and both for gas and electric. If there's one action item you take from all these lists of rebates, is maybe consider a new thermostat. You could get a programmable thermostat, a Wi-Fi enabled thermostat, or a learning thermostat. Any one of those have rebates right now, and it's kind of the good, better, best options on thermostats. And any way that we can reduce the heating energy in our homes is a great step to take. Skip the challenge there for just a second because it's the same for electric. This is a map of the electric utilities in Stevens County. We've got a confluence of 3 electric co-ops in Stevens County. 2 are under the same supplier, so they have really similar rebate programs, Runestone and Agrolite. And then we have Traverse Electric Co-op, and then Otter Tail Power, which we've heard a lot about tonight. And I've got A, O, and R, and that's just to indicate if only Agrolite, Otter Tail, or Runestone have those rebates. But the top 3 are offered by all the electric utilities in the county here. But that smart thermostat is only offered by Runestone and Otter Tail Power for electric heated homes. And check that out. Otter Tail Power even has an electric vehicle rebate. So that's something exciting. So my behavior change challenge here is everybody in this room could take on a project that you could get a utility rebate for and brag about it. Tell at least 3 friends about your project and ask them to do a project as well. I would really love that. Lastly, we've got lighting. So Certs put together this, it's a mobile-friendly website. So on your smartphone, right now even, I don't mind, you could go to rightlightapp.org, and it walks you through a decision-making tool to pick out the right LED light bulb for yourself. So, challenge here, we can do this. By Earth Day, so just a couple months, change out your whole home to LED light bulbs. We've got a lot of ground here. A study just is underway right now looking at the potential energy savings across the state. And from a survey of like 1,000 homes, they can tell that there's still over half the light bulbs in homes are not energy efficient light bulbs still. So we've got a ways to go. And I did learn while doing my research for this that Hardware Hank and Ace Hardware right here in town offer LED light bulbs with the rebate reflected in the price on the shelf. So you get really good deals if you shop for LED light bulbs in Morris. Like I said, we welcome you to sign up for our blog. You do that at mncerts.org/blog. Come to one of our events. These are just speedy actions that I'm putting out there for you. And get a job in the field, clean energy job, why not? So check out our clean energy job board, join this community professionally, or if you hear about a cool job, add it to the job board so that other people can work in the field. And then Certs is also hosting a conference at the end of March that we'd love to see all your faces at. It's in St. Cloud. It'll be a day and a half, and it's a really good time. And we're going to cover a lot of similar topics we've talked about tonight, actually. So, all right, thanks for your time.